Most people who run trading bots lose money, not because the strategy doesn't work, because they set it up with the wrong settings, wrong coin, wrong parameters, and no plan when the market turns. Hey everyone, if you don't know me, my name is Emilio. I have spent more than 6 years and more than $5 million figuring out exactly where the risk lives in this strategy, and more importantly, how to remove it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire setup I use for busy professionals and entrepreneurs who want real returns without the blow-up risk, without leverage, without guessing, and most importantly, without watching the charts the whole day. So first, let me tell you what typically happens when someone tries to run a bot on their own. Now, they find a platform, pick a coin, usually something they have heard of, put in some money and click on start and wait. And for a few weeks, everything is looking great. The bot is trading, the returns are coming in, everything seems to work just fine. Then something happens. The market shifts. You don't see that momentum going up, but instead, things start going either sideways or just on a downhill. And instead of the bot adapting, it keeps buying and buying and buying without selling, because that's what it was set up to do. Just didn't have a way to know when to stop. For example, I had a guy who recently came to us who had been trading Forex for years. He knew the markets. He ran a bot straight through a major crash without any exit plan and with the worst settings, because when you set up a trading bot, you no longer need just the best settings, you also need an expectation. What happens if the market suddenly goes down 40, 50, 60%, even 70%? And if that happens, can the trading bot that you just set up still be profitable? Most bots are not broken. The setup was. And here's what nobody tells you when you sign up for one of these platforms. The software itself is just a tool. It does exactly what you tell it to do. If you give it the wrong coin, it trades the wrong coin. If the range is off, it runs out of capital the moment price moves outside it. Nobody tells you which coins actually work with this strategy. You only find that out by testing, by losing money on the wrong ones. And nobody tells you when to stop. And nobody tells you what settings to use when you're looking to set up a trading bot. And even if you manage to see some YouTube tutorials on how to set up a trading bot, you will run into a problem that you won't know when to take the profits out of the market. The reality is that most people want the outcome. They want to have a trading bot working 24/7, generating income, but if they don't have the right setup, that is almost going to be an impossible task. The first thing I changed when I started doing this properly was removing the leverage completely. Everything I do, everything I run is a spot only, no futures and no margin. But just on what that means particularly. Think about what that means. The worst possible outcome is that you are temporarily holding a coin that's going down. The bot keeps trading the range, cryptocurrency keeps collapsing, just on collecting small profits from the volatility. When the market recovers, so does your position. Nothing gets liquidated. Nobody calls you to cover a margin shortfall. And at leverage, it's a completely different game. A bad move just doesn't cost all of your gains. It can literally wipe your whole account. A spot only means you always have your capital. The market can drop 50% and your bots are still working, still collecting wins from volatility. Your position is down on paper. You haven't locked in a loss, you haven't been forced out. The one change alone eliminates the biggest risk in this strategy. That one change alone eliminates the whole risk in this strategy. The second, and probably the most important one, is the coin selection. This is where most people get wrong. Usually, they will pick popular coins, big names, things they recognize from the news. Problem is not that all the coins behave the same with this strategy. You want enough volatility so the bot can place enough trades, but not so much, so that price blows through your entire range and leaves the bot sitting there doing nothing. Also want underlying fundamentals is strong enough that if you are holding something and in a drawdown, you're not sitting on something that's slowly going to zero, but eventually it can recover. And if it doesn't recover, then at least it moves sideways for quite some time, so the bot can still be placing bias loaders within that range. We don't run this on 100 coins. It's a small, specific coins we have backtested across multiple market cycles and actively managed. But at the end, if I was to summarize it to the 3 most important things, if you're looking to have a trading bot working for you 24/7 and have income, first, do not trade leverage even if the bot offers you that. Second, make sure that you have a proper coin selection with a strong volatility, but not so much that the coin can literally drop 90% in 24 hours. And 5, you need to have a system. A reliable system predictably that tells you exactly what settings to use to maximize profit and minimize loss. If you want to build this yourself, you can. Everything I just described is learnable, and it's worth understanding it even if you never used my system. I have a ton of YouTube videos breaking down in insane detail how to set up a trading bot that can make you anywhere between 5 to 25% a month in cash flow. But if you're an investor or entrepreneur who wants to get this running by figuring things out yourself, that's exactly what my team does. We handle the coin selection, the settings of the bot, everything you need. You only get the results. If it's something that you might be interested in, you can check the link in the description. If not, that's totally fine, guys. The most important thing for me is that you got value out of this video. And if you did, make sure to subscribe. I haven't posted so much lately, and that's because we have something huge coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. That being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless you, and I'll see you on the next one.